And a lot of the times during competition, right, you just don't seem like the mug that you normally are, the happy mug in the gym. Suddenly, wow, shouting lah, all these things.
Oh yeah.
Wow, then so like, what really like what gets over you to the point that you like reach that state, you know, like the angry mug, which is very rarely the case. Next thing I want to talk about is, I feel like the reason why I got to where I am, right, is because I stand on the shoulders of those before me. That means I learn, I take whatever they have and I develop on it. And back then, right, according to my memory lah, I was never really given the opportunity to like the strong people at that point of time, right? Never really like, hey, come and climb with us. It's more like I have to push my way in. It's like there's this annoying kid in the gym, right, who think he know how to climb, right? Then he just come and like keep like trying to like annoy us, and that kid was me lah. And that's exactly how I like push. So as I squeeze my way into their circle, right, and then I prove myself. I like show that I want to try hard. I may not be as good as you, but I try hard.
Yeah.
And then I slowly learn from them, and they slowly accepted me into their circle, and that's how I grow. But now, I feel like there is almost a disconnect between people of my climbing generation, climbing age, not age, right, and the later climbing generation. Aside from a few individuals like yourself, who took that step forward and like
try to climb with you guys.
Just try to climb with us. Whereas a lot of the youth athletes, I think, stick to themselves a lot, which has proven to do pretty well actually. Like they are all like damn strong, but I think, I don't know lah. Like, what are your views on that? You know?
I think maybe it's just like cause of also the age. Like they feel like they are more comfortable with climbing people within like around their age. Like for me at the start, it will feel quite weird to like train with
Lauren.
yeah. It's like
What?
like
Okay.
I'm still young, but then I hang out with old people. But it's like, yeah. So maybe there is like sort of a mentality that they have, and also like, cause we also have conversations, small conversations here and there during training. So maybe they'll feel like a bit disconnected there also.
Small conversations meaning what?
Like maybe like when we talk about work or school stuff, like maybe they wouldn't.
Or they cannot relate, that kind of thing.
Or like our personal life, like cause at different age, like we go through different things.
Yep.
So they wouldn't really like understand much as well.
Then it comes down to priority. Or are you really chasing progress, or you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me in that case, is like I don't feel that I want to be at where I at. Like I sort of like see you and Dennis and like Ashraf, all this as like the top.
Okay.
And if I want to be the best, I can't like stay within my comfort zone with the people who I feel like, or I can keep up with, or like maybe like I feel like, I'm not that far. Yeah, I feel like if I want to be the best, I gotta train with you, Dennis, and all
like
the
you have to play chase, right? Like basically.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not really sure like how the other youths are thinking lah now.
Like,
Yeah.
like do you guys like talk about like these kind of things like among yourself? Like
No, not really.
not really.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah.
but there are like definitely some youth that are like capable lah of training by themselves, but and still proving themselves.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like they are doing that very well actually.
Yeah.
Like some of them really quite crazy one. Like they are quite strong. Yeah. Then okay. Then on that topic, it was also another similar topic that I discussed just now with Hakim, which was like because he was talking about he like to take long breaks when he burn out. He take long breaks, then he come back to climbing, he can go final. That kind of thing, you know?
Huh.
So then it really like kind of sparked a thought in my mind where what exactly is good competing, you know? Like what makes a good competitor, and why is Hakim able to take such long breaks? Sometimes even at like 1 year, 6 months, that kind. It's pretty long, you know. And then come back and then just do reasonably well. Means he's an outstanding competitor lah. But what makes a good competitor to you? You know?
I feel that what makes me like a good competitor when I was like at my best is like when I don't really focus on the results. Like I sort of like just do my best during training and like give it all. Like I don't have any second thoughts or doubts with my own ability.
Yep.
And when I compete, it's just really just me and this route this time. Like there's no sort of like will this climber finish first, or will this climber finish in less attempt, or like will I be placed 5th if I don't finish this route in like 2 attempts or 3 attempts. Like I don't have such thoughts when I was like at my peak. The only thought that I have in my head is like I want to try my best and do my best to finish this route.
But does it ever occur to you that the reasons why you don't have those thoughts, right, is because you were the best in training as well? So it's kind of like no one really posed a threat to you.
No.
So like naturally, you just like, oh, like you don't consider it.
Yeah, I'll just like go to the competition, warm up, and just like
zone in out.
I zone out from like people around me. I remember when I compete, I'm always the music guy. I know I need to have like the music to keep me like in my own world. Like, I isolate myself. Yeah. So sort of like I don't really have any other thing else inside my mind when I was competing. It's just like me wall, me route. Like this. That's all.
Actually, you know, I used to have that mentality for a very long time. It's almost like a ritual. If I don't bring my earpiece, right, I cannot perform, because I realized one particular comp, I forgot which comp was it. It was one of the first few open finals that I made, right? I plug in, and then I couldn't hear the crowd, so I have no idea what is going on the other side of the wall when you are behind lah, right? And then I did well, and I attributed that directly to the fact that I didn't know what was going on lah, right? Like I have no expectations mah. So then for every like comp after that, right, I make sure I bring headphones. The only time I take out, right, is when I'm climbing. That's the only time, and I did it specifically for the reason of I don't want to know what's going on, so I don't even look. I like close my eyes and I do this. Like I see in front, right, then I just like that. Yeah, and then until the point that I felt like I was being too dependent on it, and I let it go. So I really let it go, and then I changed my climbing, my competition philosophy. I changed it to, why not? I'm just gonna be stronger than everyone. I'm just gonna be better than everyone. So far that it doesn't matter whether I know whether they top it or not. And then it just became that lor. And then like that's where I was the most successful for myself. So it's quite interesting. Like I feel like it's a natural, it's a natural progression of being a good competitor. So like now to me, being a good competitor, right, means that in training, let's say like you're the best, okay, then being a good competitor is how close to that standard can you be during competition? What is the variance of climbing level, right, between training and competition? Yeah, and like that has worked out for me very well. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just like sharing my, like how my climbing, my competing philosophy has developed. Yeah, and it's quite interesting. And I really wonder if like anyone else has like shares this kind of But I know it's not so easy lah to like say that, oh, I'm just gonna be the best, and then suddenly you press one button, and then like you're the best, right? It doesn't really work that way.
Yeah.
And there are like many in betweens that I managed to like tweak for myself to get me to be the best or one of the best lah. Like at that point of time, like now I don't think I'm anywhere near the best, but yeah lah. So I don't know, like maybe you can like try it out for yourself. Yeah.
I think for me, like, cause say like, for you don't listen to music only when you're like climbing.
Yeah.
Then I think it's also quite weird for me to put back my music during like after every fall. So like the way
No. As in like, if I fall, then no lah. As in like in between routes.
Yeah, but for me, I feel like cause I think that I'm still quite dependent on it.
Okay.
Like I even bought an iPod for like competition overseas because IFSC rules, you can't bring our phones in.
Because you're so dependent on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like but like the habit that I sort of like bring to competition is like sometimes in between climbs. When I was like after every fall, instead of like listening to music, like the way I get my focus back is by just like sometimes I'm not sure whether people notice it, but like whenever I fall, sometimes I know that I can do it, especially when I know that I can do it. I'll just like sort of like kneel down and like face the mat and just like close my eyes and like sort of like all the things that like, okay, you can do this, and what's all the process, that what's the beta and all these starts to come in, and then that's how I and after that, usually most of the time I will like send the route. Yeah, so I think that's how I also like tweak my habits. Yeah.
Like, don't you feel like almost too dependent on these things? So like, let's just say like one day you go overseas, then you lose your headphones or you lose your AirPods, then how? You know?
Yeah.
Then die ah? No, right?
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's when I also realized that I am too dependent on all these devices, like the music. Yeah, I can have it, but like, I can't be over reliant on them.
Yep.
To like, I mustn't like sort of like put it to a point where I don't have this music, I won't perform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So at this point of time, as we speak, right? What does competition mean to you? Are you still as passionate about competing?
I would want to compete because like I think competition plays a huge role in my climbing journey. It's like when we are going to compete, we know that we like have goals like in training as well. Like we have certain sort of like things that we want to be able to achieve even during training.
Yep.
So it sort of pushes me a lot compared to like now when there's no competition. It's like I'm just climbing, just chill, and sort of like we don't have a goal in mind as well. So there's nothing really for us to work towards.
Yeah.
So it's like really, I wouldn't say like I'm training now. I would say that I'm training but without a clear goal.
Yeah. So competition is still important to you lah, right? Like as of now.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever see okay, because it seems like the idea of a competition to you is almost like it acts as a utility, in a sense that the value you see out of it, right, is that competition is what drives me to push myself during the gym session. Yeah, but can there be a possibility of you still wanting to push to be a better climber even without competition, or will it be like substantially harder?
There is, but it's like sort of like on-off kind of thing.
Not consistent.
Yeah, not very consistent. Because now it's like there are some days that you just feel like you want to chill.
Then don't climb.
You can afford to chill now.
Yeah.
But like if you have competition, like even if you have such thoughts, you will know like, okay, no, you can't chill. You remember what you want to achieve, then you gotta work for it.
It's like exam basically.
Yeah, it's like exam.
Oh, okay, okay. Then like, do you still see yourself like placing competition climbing so high up on your list in the years to come?
No. For now, like I just enjoy every session that I have. Like if I'm able to do a blue at like let's say Boulder World or basically as long as I can do hard climbs, I'm happy about it. If I can't do it or like I fall off this certain move at this certain crux, I'm just like I accept it. Like for now I still accept it. But like if it's a if I'm training towards competition, then I would like question myself, why did I fall here? Like what's wrong?
Yeah.
So so now it's just like really like
stress free.
Yeah, you just climb and do what you can within like my capability, like what I can do and what I cannot do. I just like
accept it.
Yeah, accept it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, cause like I feel like, so like basically what competition does to you is that it amplifies your emotions.
It sort of like put me on like 100%, like it sort of like give me the mentality to like training. As long as you're training, it's always like 100%. There's nothing less, nothing, or like there's nothing less. It's either 100 or more. Yeah, but then now it's just like you can just enjoy yourself, do, and I think the best part is like I enjoy climbing. So it's like
do you feel like you enjoy climbing more now than you do when you're training for a competition?
I think it's like sort of like both. I enjoy like climbing now and also like competition. It's sort of like give you the different joy. Like when you are able to do something that you set yourself to do, then you'll be like happy because you met your goal. But then now it's like you're doing what you like. So it's like you just do whatever you can, and even if you can't do it,
it's fine.
At the end of the day, I'm still climbing. So
But it's a more it's almost like a purer form of joy now, right?
Yeah.
It's a more organic form of joy, whereas like when you're doing competition season, it's more like an extrinsic, external, like objective joy that you feel.
Like I know that the passion that I have for climbing is not just like competition itself.
Of course.
It's like climbing.
Of course. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'll be seeing you 30 years down the road in the gym or something, right? Yeah, so yeah. And then on the topic of like emotions, because I've seen you compete, I've competed alongside you also. I train together with you in the gym also. And a lot of the times during competition, right, you just don't seem like the mug that you normally are, the happy mug in the gym. Suddenly, wow, shouting lah, all these things.
Oh yeah.
Wow, then so like, what really like what gets over you to the point that you like reach that state, you know, like the angry mug, which is very rarely the case, if I'm gonna be honest, in the gym lah. Yeah.
I think it's like because I know that I'm giving my 100%. So I expect myself to like either catch that move or finish a route. So it's like when I climb, it's like the mindset is like on this move, but doing this move is just a process of what I want to achieve. What I want to achieve is getting the top. So it's like I don't want to like fall at all. And whenever I fall or like just whenever I fall or I failed to get past certain move, and I know that I've put in my 100% or even more, and that's where I just like have this like sort of like it's like I feel like I'm a water tank, like already like max capacity, and then like,
suddenly just explode.
Boom.
Yeah. Cause like that's something I never really related to, because I don't know if you've seen me rage in competition before. Not really, right?
No way.
Yeah, so like that's something I never really experienced myself. And I've always wondered from someone who has experienced something like that, right, how it felt and why you feel that way.
I just feel like whenever I scream or shout or grunt, it's like I just feel like I'm holding too much emotions within myself. And I just had to like let it out, like, and it's like quite natural for me.
But do you feel better after that?
if I finish the route after that. Yeah.
But like if not, then you feel worse.
Yeah.
Like I shot already still cannot do the shot.
Yeah, it's like, and then people think it's like, you shot for what? Like,
no lah, no one thinks like that one lah.
Yeah. And it's like, not that I'm angry or what, it's just like sort of like letting the emotions out so like I can like focus again.
Actually, like Chris Sharma got talked about this before. He said that he shot on the wall sometimes just because he need to force himself to breathe or something like that. It's like quite weird. I don't know if that's the case for you on the lead wall lah, but
for me, I would like sort of like let out short breath like before I climb. So when I do that, it's sort of like focus.
Yeah, I used to like switch gear lah, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and it's yeah lor. Like I just feel like there are certain climbers that will always be inclined to respond a certain way to high stress, which is like shouting or what. Because some people kick wall, even kick choke back, all this. Wow, but I never really understand how can you handle yourself and at the same time perform well during competition, right? Because I know for a fact the moment I enter that kind of headspace, right, I'm gone. Like I am gone. I cannot do anything already because I'm just so focused on feeling angry. Yeah, it's quite amazing lah. Yeah, like that's why I always refrain from doing that. Like,
Then do you want to share like how you like sort of like let such anger or rage within yourself out?
Actually, I feel like emotions for me during competition is more of a expectation thing. Like your emotion only comes when expectations are not met, basically. Yeah, I'm talking about negative emotions lah. So, but over the years, my expectation has just decreased slowly because my passion for competing has decreased slowly together. Yeah, I feel like in my younger days, I wanted to prove myself. Every opportunity I can, I want to prove myself. Like I want to show that I put in so much work, right? I want to show that I'm the best. And I want to show that I'm the best over and over and over again until no one can challenge me. Like I'm undisputed. Yeah, like that's my mindset back then. So every time I don't do well, like second place, it's a disappointment to me. Like it's almost to the point that I don't even want the medal anymore. I just throw away. Yeah, it's that bad. Yeah, but we're talking about like on the climb itself. I don't know. I feel like I don't perform very well under high pressure situations, especially if the pressure is self-induced. I mean, like a lot of people may say otherwise because in the past few years, right, I've always like managed to top routes like left 10 seconds that kind of I just like top, or like if I needed the flash, I will get the flash. But that is because I'm not pressured to do so. Yeah, and the way I release my stress, right, is that I just remember that, like I told you, right, like my competition philosophy is that I train to be the best climber, period. I don't train to be the best competitor. I don't train to be the best whatever. Yeah, I just train to be the best climber. So I kind of take comfort in myself that like I confirm can do. Cause if I cannot do, very low chance like anyone can do. Like that's how I console myself, because I train that way. Yeah, like whatever I practice during competition, I practice during training first. So if I know that I have a breathing problem, if I know I have like I plan, then I kind of like rush the top. Okay lah, should be can one. Like this kind of bad habit, right? I will fix it during training first, so that it becomes second nature to me. So all these like small things, right? It doesn't really affect me because I'm so conditioned to it already. Like when I'm training for competition, it's as good as I'm doing my normal training, Yeah, then because I'm trained to be the best, right? And I'm quite confident in my ability in Singapore, lah. Like that's how I comfort myself. A lot of the time, I'm wrong, lah. Like there's someone else like out there that can do it, that I can't. You know? Yeah, but in the moment, I feel better, and that's all that matters. Yeah, the moment I pressure myself, right, then it's over, lah. So like I used to, like I said, like I used to want to prove myself so much, but as the years pass, I feel like it's almost like I don't feel the need to prove myself anymore. Not because I think I've proven everything that I have, but I think my passion just shifted. My passion shifted from being
competitor.
Yeah, like being a competitor, right, to wanting to help other people and like almost like spread the joy of climbing, because climbing brought so much to my life, like competition aside. Yeah, so I want to be able to empower other people to feel the same type of joy, and I realized that for myself because I find myself being happier watching my students win than me winning myself. Like when I win myself, I just like, oh, win lor. But then when I win, like when I watch my students win, it's just like, wow, I will stand up and clap that kind. It's like, it's completely different level one. Yeah, so I think like just like my priority shifted, and then because of that, even if I compete now, it's really no pressure. Like gravity, I compete, right? It's not as if I'm not in competition mode or whatever. I'm still in competition mode and I'm still focused, but the emotions don't get to me. Yeah, like
it's just like if you do well, then you do well.
If I do well, then I do well lah. Yeah. Then if I don't lah. But I mean, like regardless, if I join a competition, right, I will still make sure I prepare for it a little bit and like as best as I can. Yeah, because I think that to me is just competition ethic. Like you respect your competitors, no matter how strong or weak you think they are, right? You still respect the competition and you respect the competitors. So you prepare, at least you prepare a bit. Like you don't just go in like, yeah, I never trained that I still can win, like that kind of thing, you know? Yeah, like I feel like it's quite unethical lah. And like especially if you're gonna be vocal about it. You go and say like, oh, I didn't even have time to train, but I won. So like, what are you trying to say? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, like that to me is just what it is now lah. So, yeah, like interesting lah. Like I think we come from very different. Like, I see my younger self in you, but at the same time, not everyone who is like you now or who was like me back then will become me now. Like some people just want to compete the whole of their life. They just want to win. Good for them. Yeah, it's just how they manage their expectations, things like that lah. Yeah. So, yeah lor. One last final question for you. Where do you envision yourself, or what type of legacy do you want to be remembered for when you eventually leave the scene? You know, like when you step away, when you enter the workforce, who is the person you want to be remembered as?
I think I want to be remembered as someone who like give hope to the youth. Yeah, they're like if I can do it, I think anybody else can do it lah. Cause as long as they put in the hard work and effort, I think everyone can do it. Yeah, it's just how much you want it. Yeah.
Then like, will you ever consider taking out like mentor role, you know, to like guide the youth, or like you feel like that isn't in your interest?
I think personally I like to like share and help also. Like I'm not sure whether you guys know, but like I always try to like push people like Alex to do well. Because I really see like he have what it takes lah to become one of the top few youth in Singapore.
Not even youth like even in open also he's quite insane yeah.
So I feel that he got it lah, but maybe he didn't have the opportunity to compete like
you did lah.
Like I did, yeah. Like when I started competing and when I was in Sec 3 in the international stage, and he only like been to one or two. Yeah, so I think I try my best to share what I have, my knowledge, like sharing with him what people share with me, like their training plans. So I try to like sort of like alter them to help him with his own needs, and then I hope to see him do well as well.
Yeah, like, I think like that's the beauty of it, right? It's like my seniors inspire me. Then I just pay it forward. I pay forward to like you, for example. Then you will pay forward, and then like
I think it's like you say, like you don't I don't put myself in the shoe as like I'm a competitor. I no longer see myself as a competitor to him. I see myself more like someone there to help and guide him. Yeah, so if whether he like do well or worse than me, I mean like that's not my priority.
Yep.
Like for me is to see him grow as a climber, like to get better. I wouldn't say get stronger, but I would say like get better.
Okay, Ken. So we'll end here. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it's a pleasure speaking to you. Yeah, so let's just all hope that from this point forward, people like find value from what you say and then take it in their stride lah, to like move forward. Yeah, in their climbing journey. Yeah.